What's up, YouTube? It's time once again for yet another In the Bag update video. I'm going to switch formats a little bit from my usual style I've been doing lately, where I've been showing you guys pretty much all my throwers. I'm just going to show you guys what I've been carrying lately. It's been pretty set system, so I'm just going to show you what's actually in the bag right now and go over that kind of stuff. I just filmed a updated review of the bag itself, just to give you guys another closer look at it in the daylight. Of my Gateway backpack bag. Love this thing. Really great bag. It's been doing good work for me, so I have no plans on switching it out anytime soon. I'm probably just going to use it forever until it falls apart, or I do. And good chance I will before it does, based on how little wear is on it so far. So let's start with three that are in my bag but aren't really mine yet. This will be a little sneak peek of some upcoming reviews for you guys. Generally, I have some discs in my bag that I'm carrying just to test and review, so that's what these are. I'll get them out of the way first. Picked this up at the Worlds. It's a VIP Sorcerer 168 double stamp misprint Sorcerer. Misprints at the RV for dynamic discs for only $10, which is a great deal for Westside Plastic. And love this thing so far. It's actually really nice. I'm not a huge fan of 13 speed, but I tried out the King and I wanted to try this one out. This thing has big glide for the speed that it is, and for me it ends up just being a really nice distance hyzer shot disc so far. But I'm still testing it. Look for the full review on that guy when it comes out. This one my buddy found. If you lost it, it's a bolt, a Latitude 64 bolt. My buddy found this guy. I'm not sure where he found it, but he let me borrow it to test it and review it. It's 172. Has like Sharpie on the inside and the outside, dot in the middle. So if this happens to be your disc, you can tell me where you lost it. And my buddy confirms that's where he found it. I'll give it back to you, but it's got no ink on it. So for now, it's mine, and I'm testing it to review for you guys. A really nice disc so far. Again, a 13-speed disc that I'm enjoying. Maybe my arm speed is getting to the point now where I'm getting more use out of a 13-speed. But this one I can throw really straight. I can also throw it and get it to hold a turnover, which is nice and pretty rare for me for discs in this speed range. And a really nice distance hyzer flip disc. So I'm digging it so far. I haven't really thrown it a whole lot, but a really nice disc. And then finally, I got the Discmania CD in S-Line. This one is the brand new type of stamp that you'll be able to get, I think, in a month or so. I bought this one at the booth at Worlds, Discmania booth, and had a really long and interesting conversation with the guy working there. It was part of the Discmania company. It was a very interesting conversation. Maybe I'll try to fill you guys in on some of what I talked to him about during the full review of this guy. But straight flyer with a strong finish at the end. Good disc. I like it so far. So we'll see. You'll see what I really think of those in another, I don't know, few weeks, months, however long it takes me to finish testing, get to the point where I feel like I have a good idea of what they're going to do. Onto my throwers now. So, front pocket here, putter pocket. I have the Envy in the bag. This one is awesome. I keep it in that front pocket because I throw it a lot. I throw it off of a lot of tees. It's a really stable shot, stable kind of control thrower. It holds the line really well. It's a super nice bright color. It's easy to find. It does not flip on me accidentally at all. I never try to get it to flip. I just throw it for straight shots and hyzers, and it does a really great job for that. Awesome for like a stalled hyzer shot. Throw it up high, let it kind of float in, but rather than come straight down, it'll go forward and fade out, so it gets good distance that way on kind of like a sweeping hyzer. Really great disc, and I'll throw this one a lot off short range tees just because I know I can put a strong pull on it and not have to worry about it flipping at all. Great disc. Love the Envy. Neutron plastic, 171 grams. Anodes. 3 anodes in the bag right now. Generally, I've just been carrying these two. Every once in a while, I'll carry this guy as well for like a stable driver anode. This one's a little bit more stable. Eclipse soft, max weight. But honestly, I could throw the Envy for the same shot, so I haven't been carrying this one a lot. So get out of here. This one is 172, regular proton, medium. It's really nice. Very nicely broken in, so it's ultra straight, but still really, really consistent for such a straight flying disc. Never flips on me accidentally. About the only problem I have with it is every once in a while it just goes too far and goes past the bucket. But I love this thing. My main upshot approach disc. This one is my main putter. Soft, proton soft anode. It's got like a little puddle top to it. Just feels great in the hand. I feel really confident with it, and I hit a lot of putts with this thing. Fantastic inside the circle. I'll just, you know, pretty much putt straight at it, and it just holds the line if I give it enough pop. And sometimes I'll putt it on a gentle anhyzer and let it float out for some longer putts, and it works really well for that. Love that thing. Hit a lot of putts with it. Recently, I've really fallen back in love with the magnet. I'm carrying at least two again at all times. This one is my oldest disc. Favorite disc by far. Been in every in the bag video I've ever done, probably. And just love it. 165 gram, super beat in. Both of these guys are chewed up and really beat in. But it's just amazing. Super, super straight flying disc. Ultra, ultra consistent. And that it's just always going to fly straight to flippy. And I always seem to know what it's going to do. I have some trouble with it flipping over accidentally on approach, so I'll mostly use it for little touch approaches. Also, if I need something to hold a turn, but I don't want to put much energy on it, like a really short turnover, this thing's perfect for that. It'll pretty much hold any angle you put it on. You know, at really soft throws, you know, gentle throws. And then if you throw it down a little hyzer, it'll pop up dead straight. Fantastic disc for drives, downhill drives, short range drives. Love it. So I've really been enjoying the magnet again. I've also been switching back to this one for longer putts. If I want to go for it, if I don't worry about it going past the bucket, like there's a little hill behind the basket or something like that, I'll just throw this thing straight at it. And also I'll use it basically with the same stroke I would use with my anode inside the circle putting. I can use with this one outside the circle, and it doesn't have any fade really, so it'll just hold the line all the way in and grab some chains for me. This one I carry, it's a little bit more flippy. I carry this one to throw off the tee in situations where I would be afraid to lose this guy. So pretty much interchangeable. This one's a little flippier. Great disc for hyzer flips, and if I throw it strong, even on a hyzer, it'll flip up, turn over, and won't come back. So I like that too. Little hyzer flip turnovers. Let's pick up the pace here. 8 minutes. Jeez. Mid-ranges. Axis. Got two axis in the bag. Got a first run, a little bit more of a dome top. This one's a little bit flatter. Eclipse run. I feel like the newer runs are slightly larger diameter. It's hard to say. The first run is really nice. I have backup first runs. This one will hold any line I put it on until it slows down, and then it'll finish very soft back to the left. So I can throw this one for turnovers, and that's what this is the one I've been using for that. I'm not very good with turnovers, so I need something a little flippier. That I've been trying to break in axis, but it takes forever. So I actually just bought some Pro D buzzes, and I'm going to try to break in some Pro D buzzes to have a really flippy disc, and also to throw in risky situations. But ultimately very similar in flight. You know, these pretty much replaced my buzzes when I started throwing them. So yeah, first run holds any line, extremely straight flyer, and really consistent. Great distance for a mid-range. This one bombs for a mid-range. It's probably the best, the farthest flying mid-range I've ever owned. And I'll throw this thing. It never flips on me accidentally. I'll just throw it pretty flat or down on a hyzer, and at most it'll ride to the right and come back. Big distance, and I love this thing. Throw it a lot. Final mid-range is a Tensor, MVP Neutron Tensor. This one is, those are both max weight. the Axis, I believe. This one is right around 175 as well. And this one has a really nice flat top, overstable profile to it. It is very stable. If you can throw it up to like mid-range speeds, it gets mid-range distance. If you throw it soft and short, it flies like a meat hug putter, like a zone. So it basically is all the overstable approach disc I need. Between this and the Envy, I can get it done in any kind of wind situation as for my game that I run into in Oregon, which is pretty minimal for the most part. Love the tensor though; it's a really great disc, ultra consistent. Onto some drivers. The Flex Surge SS has come back into prominence in my bag for turnovers. It's a really great turnover disc, holds it very well. Again, like I said a little while ago, I'm not very good with turnover, so I need something that's nice and flippy. So even if I don't throw it on a strong anhyzer, it'll still flip based on its natural turn and generally hold it. So this one, I've had some really great park jobs on strong turnover shots, and really like this disc. It's also good for tailwind and finesse straight shots, hyzer flip straight shots, but I pretty much just throw it for turns. On to my volts. Got 2 volts in the bag, both like 167 or so. Pinky is a little bit more flippy, so I'll throw this one if I need a little bit more of an S-curve kind of shot, or if I want it to just kind of ride right and hold it pretty strong. This will be the one I throw. I generally don't throw this one with a lot of power. It's more of a finesse disc. This one I can put pretty much a full pull on it. It won't flip on me accidentally if I don't mess it up, and just bombs. Huge distance, ultra accurate, consistent disc. Probably my favorite overall driver is this white Volt. I really like it. It's a great flyer. Then, moving on to some of my new favorite discs. I've been throwing these a lot for distance. Pretty much all my distance shots I've been throwing these lately. Which is kind of weird because I was so in love with the Volts. But these are the Inertia by MVP. I have 2 in Neutron. I have a backup, and then this one in Proton. I like the Proton feel just a little bit better for some reason. I don't know what it is really. I love the way it looks too. The Proton Inertia is just a really good looking mold. So I've been throwing this one a lot. It's maybe a touch more overstable. Or stable. It's not overstable at all. I mean, they're pretty flippy ultimately, but I throw them for big distance hyzer flips. I can also throw them pretty flat finesse shots, and they just go really, really straight overall, but get huge distance. So I really like these things. Been throwing those a lot, probably more than anything else. I have the Axiom Crave. This one fits well in the bag because it's very similar to the Volt, but more stable. So this one I'll throw if I want to throw the Volt, but I need more stability, stronger left-hand finish, and I don't want to worry about it flipping, I'll throw the Crave. But it still ultimately holds lines pretty well. You can throw it with a little anhyzer and it'll ride out, but most of the time I'm throwing this for hyzers. Good disc, but I'm not sure if it's going to stick around really. Pro D-Force, I've had one of these in the bag, at least one of these in the bag for a long time now. They were my go-to for probably over a year. I used like a bunch of these. I layered these. I had like 5 or 6 in the bag at a time, and they were all broken in different weights and stuff. At this point, I carry this one. It's a 150. It's nice and beat in. So I'll throw it for tailwind, also finesse shots over water and stuff like that. It's nice to have some cheap plastic in the bag. That I can throw with confidence, not worry about it. Not really worry about losing it at all because I can go and replace it for like $8 or whatever, $7-8, so it's no big deal. But they still really fly great, and I really do like them. And I used to get great results with them, and then just really the MVPs are what pushed them out of the bag. So Pro D-Force, if you're looking for a really nice flyer, get a 150 Pro D-Force. Dirt cheap and definitely worth it. So onto the most stable disc I have in my bag. Haven't been carrying this one lately. I'll probably only start carrying this again for during the winter when the winds are picking up again in Oregon. I will throw it every once in a while for like a skip shot, but not really. Generally, instead of throwing a skip, I'll just throw something stable like a mid-range or my Envy and let it float to the left rather than try to get a skip. I don't really need skips per se, but this one's good for skip shots and really, really, really gnarly headwinds because this is a really overstable disc as far as I'm concerned. 174 grams, Z-force, very stable. Don't really throw it very much. I was carrying it all the time just in case, and then I never threw it, so now I just took it out of the bag and was like, why am I carrying this around for no reason? The thing that's pushed the Z-forces out of my bag is my Trespass by DD. This one just feels better in the hand. It gets more distance from me. It flips up and rides a little more, but it still never turns over, and it flies into the headwind really, really nicely for me. So this is what kind of replaced my Z-forces because I can get a better flight overall into the wind with this, and it's also really useful when there's no wind for a hyzer shot or just a straight shot that I cannot allow it to flip over accidentally. This thing does a great job, and it still has really good glide and distance for such a stable speed 12 disc. So really like that one. That's mine in the bag for right now. Hopefully it's not going to change too much because I mean, just from doing reviews and stuff all the time, I'm constantly switching things in and out. But yeah, based on some of those things I showed you in the beginning of the video, Sorcerer could end up in here, the Bolt could end up in here. It's hard to say, so who knows. But that's what I'm going with right now, and thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.